What's good, everybody? It's your girl, Queen Nari, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I like to start a new segment that I'm going to call Queen Talks, where we talk about any and everything imaginable. And today, I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite horror movies. For everybody that knows me, they know that horror movies are by far my favorite movies to watch. If it's not scary, I don't want to see it. So with that being said, I'm going to talk about some classics and just ones that I feel overall deserve more credit. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel for more. And go ahead and drop a comment if you feel the need to tell me what other kind of videos you want to see from me in the future. Enjoy! Number 10 on the list, we have Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings. Release date October 17th, 2011. Director Declan O'Brien. For those of you that aren't familiar with the Wrong Turn series, it is a series where a group of friends or a group of people tend to take the wrong turn and they end up in the woods or somewhere they're not supposed to be, where they encounter a group or a family of cannibals. These cannibals do what all cannibals do, and they tend to kill and torture and all of that horror movie behavior. So in Bloody Beginnings, a group of friends who are away on a snowmobiling weekend, they end up getting caught in a blizzard, and they end up finding an abandoned building, and that abandoned building is an insane asylum. They start exploring the insane asylum, and they come across evidence of what happened to those same cannibals and why they act the way they act. While doing exploring, they also realize that the building is not empty and they're not the only ones in there. They encounter those same cannibals that kill. And they end up having to go through everything they can to try to survive. And well, let's just say that doesn't end too well for them. At number 9 on the list, we have The First Purge. Release date July 4th, 2018. Director Gerard McMurray. So, out of all of the Purge movies, The First Purge is definitely my top favorite. Mainly because it really explains and it really shows how the Purge even got started and why they even felt the need to make the Purge an annual thing. In the movie, it follows the main character who's a female, and it really explains how the Purge got started, why they did it, and it also shows how people can either fight back against the Purge or they got paid to participate in the Purge. Either way you go, it's a great movie all around. If you love the Purge series, I definitely recommend watching this movie because it really put a lot of things into perspective, and it really helped understand some of the later, or should I say, some of the earlier Purge movies and how they all interconnect with each other. Coming in at number 8 on the list, we have Halloween H2O and Halloween Resurrection, both from the Halloween series. Halloween H2O's release date is August 5th, 1998, and Resurrection, July 12th of 2002. The director of H2O is Steve Miner, while the director of Resurrection is Rick Rosenthal. So, everybody knows the premise behind Halloween. You got young Michael Myers, because his whole family spares his little sister. Years later, he goes on this mad manhunt to find this girl, Laurie. And he takes out any and everybody in his path until he gets to her. And even then, sometimes he can't really get to her how he wants to. In Halloween H2O, Laurie Strode, which is his sister, faces 20 years of ongoing concern about her brother, Michael, and what he's capable of while he's been looking for her. Halloween quickly approaches, and he does what he always do. He does what he always does. He finds her and he finds her son. While they're trying to live out their new lives, they can't for the simple fact that he is now making his presence known and he's doing what he always does, which is kill until he gets what he wants. And in Resurrection, The infamous Meyer home has been turned into a webcam reality show. Michael discovers that the university students who are doing the webcast are taking over his home, and he doesn't like it very much. So therefore, he decides to continue on with his tradition. The only thing about it is all of this is being caught on camera, so the audience that is watching has no idea that the real Michael Myers is in full effect. At number 7, we have something that is probably a very slept on movie, yet and still it's one of my favorites. And it is called My Soul to Take. The release date is October 8th, 2010, and the director is none other than one of my favorite directors at that, Wes Craven. The movie basically goes on about how a serial killer goes on a rampage, and he decides that he is going to come back to stalk and follow and torment 7 children who were born on the same day that he was allegedly killed or put to rest for his crimes. The plot's very simple, straight to the point, while yet again it is Wes Craven, so we got to remember he's always going to have something in store. I don't want to give away too many details about this movie, but I would definitely recommend, if you're a fan if you are a fan of Wes Craven, I would definitely recommend to watch this movie because it is definitely going to have you on the edge of your seat. At number 6 on the list, we have The Mist. Release date, November 21st of 2007. Director, Frank Darabont. Based on the book by Stephen King, also titled The Mist. The plot of the story goes a little something like this. After a powerful storm rolls through, the aftermath is quite shocking. The main characters, the Draytons, get trapped in a grocery store along with others, meaning the people of the town and their neighbors. The small town in Maine is engulfed in fog, a mysterious fog that nobody knows where it came from, and nobody really knows what it is or why it's there. And while mysterious creatures run free outside because of the fog, the people inside the store have to deal with their own demons, because there is a lady who thinks that the one way to solve this and the one way to fix everything and make everything go back to normal is, of course, none other than a human sacrifice. Who does she suggest for this human sacrifice? I suggest you watch the movie to find out. Coming in at number 5 on the list, we have Final Destination 3. Release date, February 10th of 2006. Directed by James Wong. The Final Destination series is a series where people tend to have premonitions that entail what is to come in the future and how they are supposedly going to die. And in Final Destination 3, it is about a female, who has a premonition right before her and her classmates get on a roller coaster. And the premonition shows that everyone on the roller coaster is going to die because of some freak accident. So she then proceeds to tell everyone about her premonition, and she convinces certain people to get off of the roller coaster before it goes. However, some people decide to stay on. Once her premonition comes true and the people that stayed on the roller coaster end up dying the exact way she said it, people have to try to figure out how to survive and deal with a continuous cycle of being able to cheat death. Coming in at number 4 on the list, we have Scream. Release date, December 20th, 1996. Director, Wes Craven. In this series, because there are more than one movie, but the first movie is by far my favorite, followed by Scream 3 and then Scream 2. Craven reinvented the slasher genre with this modern horror movie classic. The killer, Ghostface, has a way of being very funny, clever, while still remaining his scary aspect. And the killer and the victims sometimes aren't always who we expect them to be. Number 3 on the list is what I like to call a psychological masterpiece, and that is the movie Us. Release date, March 22nd, 2019, directed by Jordan Peele. Peele has a very interesting way of recreating the horror genre in a way. his movies are more so not about the killing, but about the psychological aspect and how you feel from watching the movie. And the movie Us follows Adeline Wilson, her husband, and their two children, son and daughter. The family goes on vacation and they visit a place where something traumatic happened to Addie as a child. And their vacation soon comes to a very abrupt end when masked strangers attempt to break into their home. And they soon discover that those masked strangers are the family's doppelgangers. And while they are wondering what they want and why they're there, they find some very disturbing facts that will definitely keep you wondering about the world. Another movie that I feel is very underrated and highly slept on is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, which is the sequel to I Know What You Did Last Summer. The release date, November 13th, 1998, and it is directed by Danny Cannon. So, a year after killing Ben Willis, who killed the main character's friends with an iron hook, dressed as a fisherman, after a hit and run, Julie, who is the main character, is still traumatized by the experience. Her roommate, Carla, played by Brandy, wins a vacation for 4, and she decides to take Julie and their 2 boyfriends. And while at the resort, several warning signs help Julie understand that Ben is not actually dead and he is coming back for full revenge. And lastly, but certainly not least, my number 1 favorite from this list is definitely going to be Jeepers Creepers 2. Release date August 29th of 2003, directed by Victor Salva. In the movie, Jack Taggart Sr.'s son stumbles upon a very lifelike scarecrow that turns out to be the Creeper. His son is then taken, and not too far away, a bus full of high school students also encounter the Creeper. Taggart realizes that his son's disappearance and the killings of the students are connected, and he sets out to bring the Creeper's feast to an end and send him back to sleep for another 23 years. He uses the help of his oldest son to try to help defeat the Creeper, and once they have him, they keep him, they watch him, and they prepare for what's to come once he wakes up again in another 23 years. Alright, so guys, this concludes the first installment of Queen Talks. Let's make sure you guys are liking and subscribing to my channel for more content. I have more videos up my sleeve with a lot more topics coming soon. Make sure you guys are liking and subscribing. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed the video.